What if I told you that one of the world's biggest brands started because a guy couldn't afford medical school, and that he lost everything betting on sugar? 1890, New Bern, North Carolina. Caleb Bradham's world just collapsed. His father's business? Bankrupt. His medical degree at the University of Maryland? Gone. Dreams of becoming a doctor? Shattered. But here's the thing about rock bottom. It's the perfect place to build an empire. This is the wild story of Pepsi-Cola. Fast forward 3 years. Bradham's now running his own drugstore on the corner of Middle Street and Pollock. Standard setup, medicine up front, soda fountain in back where locals hang out and gossip. But Bradham wasn't your typical pharmacist. He had this obsession, creating the perfect fountain drink. Not just tasty, but healthy. No nasty impurities, no sketchy narcotics that other soda fountains were secretly adding to their drinks. Picture him in 1893, hunched over his counter like a mad scientist, mixing cola nut extract with vanilla and mysterious rare oils. Experiment after experiment, failure after failure, then breakthrough. The locals tried it and went absolutely crazy. They called it Brad's Drink. Simple, sweet, perfect. For 5 years, Brad's Drink owned New Bern. But then August 28, 1898 happened. For reasons we'll never know, Bradham looked at his beloved creation and said, "You need a new name." Enter Pepsi-Cola. Genius move. Pepsi from dyspepsia, the fancy word for indigestion. Cola from cola nuts. Boom! Medicine disguised as refreshment. A drink that promised to fix your stomach problems while tasting incredible. And it worked. Boy, did it work. By 1915, Bradham's little pharmacy experiment had exploded into a company worth $1 million. That's like 30 million today. The poor med student had built a beverage empire using nothing but chemistry knowledge and small-town hustle. But here's where this story gets absolutely brutal. World War I, sugar rationing, prices through the roof. Bradham made the biggest bet of his life. He bought massive quantities of sugar when prices peaked, convinced they'd keep climbing. He was dead wrong. When the war ended, sugar prices didn't just drop, they crashed hard. Bradham watched his empire crumble in real time. May 31st, 1923. Exactly 30 years after opening his drugstore, Caleb Bradham filed for bankruptcy. Everything gone. The company, the formula, the rights to his own creation, all sold to pay off debts. He went back to being a small-town pharmacist. Imagine that. Watching from the sidelines as your invention becomes Coca-Cola's biggest rival, and you can't touch a penny of it. Bradham died in 1934, having created what would become a $67 billion empire that he'd never profit from again. The kicker? A guy who had to leave medical school just trying to help people's digestion accidentally created one of the most recognizable brands on planet Earth. Sometimes the greatest success stories start with the biggest failures, and sometimes the biggest failures come right after the greatest successes. That's the Pepsi story, from Brad's Drink to global domination to personal devastation. Coming up next, what do matches, fountain pens, and Swedish meatballs have in common? They're all part of the most unlikely path to global home domination you've ever heard. Spoiler alert. It involves a dyslexic farm boy who accidentally created the world's most addictive shopping experience. You won't want to miss it. This has been Branded, where every brand has a backstory, and trust me, they're wilder than you think.